Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DDIRL. In, I can't say the word, Dalton, so I'm just going to say first race ever of our regular season here at the World Center of Racing. Where else? Daytona. For the VRN200, the first race ever of this super exciting league. And I've got my tag team partner here with me, Dalton Geyer. How you doing today, Dalton?
Looking forward to some great racing here tonight.
Could not be more excited, Dalton, to be here. This is going to be a crazy one here at Daytona. We are in the midst of practice right now, and we will be back with you guys in about 5 minutes.
When you feel it's hopeless, when you think that you've lost, oh, I will take your hand and we'll rise up from the dust. Oh, here we go, let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life, we're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. All you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. All you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and clear my throat. We rise up from the dust and clear my throat. We all have our reasons why we are on this track. Oh, we all have our burdens, yeah, but we just keep on fighting and we never look back. Here we go, let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life, we're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. All you need to know is that we're holding on.
As we continue on practice here at Daytona, we have a huge field here to start this league, and I could not be more excited about it. A field of 27 drivers taking the track here today. I don't think you can ask for a better track for these guys to get to know one another.
Yeah, absolutely. This is such a great turnout for a first race of any league, really, and it's just awesome that we were able to get so many guys out here tonight. So yeah, thank you to everybody who turned up to race and to get to know everybody, to get to know the rest of the league.
Yeah, it really is an awesome circumstance, Dalton. You could not ask for more. So this is the first race of our regular season that will lead up into a chase. So we'll be explaining the points to you guys at various points today. I'm sure we'll get a couple cautions. I mean, let's talk a little bit about the 3 exhibition races that started this season, or started this league, I should say. Very clean, Dalton. Only a handful of cautions between the 3 of them, even including that last exhibition that had over 40 drivers in it. We kept it clean for about the first half of it. Got a little bit messy at the end, which is what you'd expect. But this is a whole different animal. We gave these guys some, like people like to call them, cookie cutter tracks, you could say, to learn each other. But here we are at a super speedway, at a plate track. What are you expecting in terms of racecraft today?
I think it could go either way. You know, people think that the plate tracks, oh, it's easy. You just kind of floor it all the way around the whole way. And yeah, when you're driving by yourself, it does feel like it's pretty easy to drive around here. But once you're in the middle of the pack, in the hornet's nest, it's really hard to keep that composure, and mistakes can happen. Even when you're not really even trying to make a racing move, mistakes can happen. You get into somebody. I think this could either be a wreck fest or maybe cooler heads will prevail here.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it can go so many different ways here at this track. And I think also the one thing that we'll be talking a lot about today is just the different agendas people are going to have. A lot of guys will like to hang in the back, not even qualify, and wait to see the mayhem unfold in front of them. Like we know, there will be one fast repair to these guys' disposal today, but man, you do not want to use that early.
Yeah, no, definitely not. You don't want to get caught in something on the first lap, spin the tires or something and end up having to use that fast repair. Then you're like, oh great, I gotta drive 80 more laps with basically no backup plan, while the rest of the field is gonna have that backup plan at their disposal. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Everybody's probably gonna want to keep their nose clean for at least the first half of this thing, and then we might see it get a little more racy towards the end.
Yeah, I completely agree. It really does dictate the way you approach the race, how hard you want to take everything else, and just how aggressive you want to be. So it's going to be fun to watch and fun to see. I think a lot of guys are going to learn a lot about each other as this race progresses. Right now we are qualifying, first qualifying session ever under here, and there actually is a little bit more at stake here today, Dalton, than there normally is. This race being on Daytona, obviously, and the first race in DDIRL history officially that's going to count for points. This is a crown jewel. So you want to talk a little bit about what that means for these guys?
Double point. Well, okay, not double points. Double bonus points. You look at the bonus points up in the top corner there. All of that's going to pay double if you're fortunate enough, and if you're good enough to come up with some of those. Those are all going to pay double for you.
Yeah, these guys, this is a big opportunity to get an amazing start to your season right here with those double bonus points available for what you do in race. So while we talked about a lot of these guys, they don't love to qualify here at Daytona. It can certainly turn your race upside down before it really even starts. There is a treat if you are able to put down that fastest lap. So far here, Patrick Calgill, we have about 4 minutes left here in qualifying. But man, Dalton, I am just so excited to be here. So before we get started, let's get we don't know how crazy it's gonna get once the race starts. Let's talk about our sponsors. Let's shout them all out. First of all, that band that was just playing right there, that was Sleep State. You can find them at sleepstatemusic.com. And we've actually been debuting a few of their songs. You hear them playing again right now. A few of their new songs before they even hit the public. We've been dropping them on broadcast the past couple weeks, Dalton. So very excited to have Sleep State with us sponsoring this league here, and also giving us access to licensed music. That's kind of cool to have on YouTube, right? So shout out to Sleep State, as well as the name brand of this league, Daily Drivers Inc. Check them out at dailydriversinc.com. They have an extremely exciting announcement that will be coming out tomorrow, actually. As I'm sure you guys have heard us talk about, this is an automotive car show events company. They do car shows all over the country. Right now, they're mostly doing California, Arizona, Nevada, and Texas. But tomorrow, we'll tease you guys a little bit. There will be a big announcement coming out of DDI and what they do. So do not miss that. Check them out at dailydriversinc.com and check out them on social media at Daily Drivers Inc. on any major social media. That is their handle. As well as Tuner Squad. They are an automotive apparel company that makes every brand under the sun tribute gear. So if you have a car and you like to rep your vehicle and you're proud of what you drive, check out Tuner Squad for some high quality apparel over at tunersquad.com. Same goes for Salmon Amateurs. Check them out at salmonamateur.com. Salmon Amateur Store is a fun, awesome, high quality apparel brand that we're very proud to have as a sponsor here. And finally, the network they're on right here, Dalton, Vortex Racing Network, VRN. Subscribe to us, youtube.com/at Vortex Racing Network, and make sure you're watching all the other leagues that we cover here in this awesome network. And thank you for all the support from VRN and all the people who make this league possible, who make this first day ever possible, Dalton. Here we are, and look at the sun here at Daytona. I mean, we know all too well from NASCAR and this racetrack, seeing sunny skies here in Florida is not as common as you'd think. So look at this. Could you think of a better day to start this league?
It's yeah, it's a summer day. It's probably boiling. It's probably pretty muggy out there down in Florida. I think the race time temperature is going to come out to about 83 degrees. It's going to be in the mid 80s or so. Track temps going to be very high. It's going to be slick out there. We'll see how much that ends up mattering when it comes to a track like this where you don't really wear the tires that much.
Yeah, here we go. Taking a look at the temperature for today, 111 degrees, and that refers to the temperature of the racetrack. If you look to your top right, you see the 84, so Dalton nailed it. Mid-80s is the outside temperature, but that's not what matters for these race car drivers. What matters is that race surface temperature, and 111, that is not cool for Daytona.
No, not at all. But you know, sometimes you see those temps up in the 120s. So I don't know. These guys might be thinking, that's cool for my taste. That's a cold day.
Some people might. It's true, and they've been through more previously, even in this league. So some people might be a little bit excited to be seeing that. Qualifying coming to a close right now, and let's take a look at who got the first ever DDIRL pole. And as usual, Dalton, I am screwing up the grid. There it is. Patrick Calgill of Daily Drivers Inc. / SWN, sponsored by Daily Drivers Inc., but part of the SWM team, puts it on the pole for the first ever Daily Drivers Inc. Racing League pole. He will also take home those double bonus points for that. Second place will be Steve Lewis, making another start here in the DDIRL. Excited to have Steve Lewis. Third place, a newcomer that we saw for the first time last week, Zach Hillman. Fourth, belonging to Jared Kelly. Fifth, Alex Hillman. Sixth, Chris Calgill, the brother of Patrick Calgill, only a couple rows behind his brother. 7th, Peyton McCoy. 8th, Graham McGivern. 9th, Dylan Schmidt. And 10th, belonging to Glenn Grigsby.
Down in 11th, we got Jonathan Casabier. 12th, Cody Matthews. 13th, Mark Zabok. And that's the last driver to put in a time. Down in 14th, we got Dalton Geyer. We got Stephen Kirby, 15th. Zach Panzarella, 16th. Brandon Ibarra, 17th. Garrett Austin, 18th. Brandon Lawless, 19th, and 20th. Top 20 rounded up by Colton Easterday.
And then rounding out the rest of this field of 27 for this inaugural race. I said the word. I'm so proud of myself. 21st belonging to Matt Novella. 22nd, Danny Sanchez. 23rd, Edward Peltz. 24th, the Ryan Newman. 25th, Tommy Fox. 26th, Dylan Beckman. And rounding out the field, Juan Delgado of Daily Drivers Inc. Let's do this thing, Dalton, and I know, and if you're new to this league, you may not know, but there's one thing that we always do. We spend the money, and it's worth every penny. Let's do this thing.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, the star of Universal Pictures movie, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops, God bless America, and gentlemen, start your engine!
Dalton, we talk a lot about how much money we spend on Kevin James week in and week out, but what we don't talk about is how we need to hire this guy for like a death metal band or something. That scream is impressive.
He hits it every single time.
Like,
That's
identical. It's insane. I can't even do that. And I have years on tour of making animal noises into a microphone, and I'm not able to do that.
Hey, yo.
Hey, it's lap 0. We are already we're already in trouble, Dalton. It's too late. 82 laps under the Florida sun here today at Daytona. The VRN200, and not sure if we brought this up yet. This race a tiny bit longer than your average DDIRL race, being a crown jewel and all, but I think that's probably playing into these guys' minds a little bit in terms of approach. I don't think it's going to affect the way you really do tires too much. 4 sets total, or I'm sorry, 4 sets at these drivers' disposals actually, so plenty of tires for a track like Daytona. So really, I think you're just counting down the laps when it comes to regards of cautions, and also, or when it comes to regards of fuel, and also thinking about when those cautions fall. But leading the field to green for the first ever Daily Drivers Inc. Racing League race in history will be Patrick Calgill.
Yeah, Patrick, he came close to winning in pretty much all these exhibition races, or at least the first one, the third one. He's going to be looking to notch the first victory of this league, of this season, and he's going to take us to green here.
Yes, he is. Patrick Calgill has had so much speed in all 3 exhibition races. It hasn't come together with him, but it is not unfamiliar to see him up front. And we are green for the first time. The Daily Drivers Inc. Racing League is officially underway. Patrick Calgill going to look to the inside. Steve Lewis trying to get the early jump. As we all know, we're going off the green flag, not the leader to start this race. We see these guys staying side by side, trying to get a feel for each other as we start the first lap here at the World Center of Racing.
Still side by side, deadlock here. No lane really breaking away. We're in the feeling out stage of this race.
Gotta say, I like the run that Steve Lewis has on the outside, but quickly fighting back Patrick Calgill, being pushed by the newcomer of Zach Hillman. Zach Hillman showing tons of speed last week in his debut. Can he keep the same thing up this week? He wasn't able to really put together the race he wanted, but man, did that guy have raw speed. Right behind them, you have Jared Kelly, last week's winner. Jared Kelly looking like he's going to be, oh my God, more great iRacing photo work. Jared Kelly looking like he's going to be a full-timer here in the DDIRL, and that changes everything, Dalton. Man, Jared Kelly is going to be a contender.
Super speedways, road courses, there's not much this guy can't do. I mean, shoot, he won last week at Michigan too. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
He is, and here we go. One thing we'll be talking a lot about is the energy throughout this pack, how these runs develop, how they come together, and how big they are based on the distance between cars. You look at the 92 of Dylan Schmidt towards the top right of your screen. Big gap there, big enough for Graham McGivern actually to get to the bottom, fill in that hole, and now Graham McGivern's going to take over the inside there and make that a little bit more powerful of a line. One thing that's so important to remember here at Daytona, Dalton, just how many cars impact the power of these lines and the significance of their speed.
Yeah, you know, to make your way through this field, you almost kind of have to snake your way through, you know, just cut in where there's room, where someone will let you up. And yeah, that's really just the only way to get up. I mean, unless you're going to send it 3 wide around here. Oh, big move there for the lead.
Zach Hillman.
That is...
Wow.
There.
Yeah, Hillman, man, really at the last possible second going to take the lead of that second row, and that was close, and that is early to be doing that stuff. And Zach Hillman, he wants to lead laps. Again, double bonus points today. This is a crown jewel race, so leading a lap is important. He's not going to get it done that time, though. Patrick Calgill, our pole sitter, going to lead another lap around here at the lap 4 of 82 here in Florida, and you're already seeing the aggression dial up just a little bit. And man, I'm sure the guys, loose and big hit by Hillman.
Wow.
Oh, and it's not over yet.
More wrecking.
It is not over yet, my friends. Lewis is in that one. So many cars in that wreck.
I think Zab was in that as well.
Yeah, no fault of Zab to be involved in that one. We will take a look at that wreck after we get some tunes going, obviously. But yeah, it looked like not the, maybe it's, you said netcode. Is that what stuck out to you there?
Yeah, it kind of looked like that's, I saw some of it. I definitely saw a spot where, you know, there was that hint of contact where there shouldn't have been.
Right.
But we'll run this through.
Yeah, so let's keep our eye on Hillman, probably, right? And we'll go with this camera angle here. Here we go. Speed this up just a little bit first.
Here.
So other Hillman, long lost brother, and Zach finding the extra N. But here we go. So a little bit of a side draft. We'll talk more about that as the day goes on as well. But definitely a side draft from Alex Hillman. Up he goes, and yeah, you nailed it, Dalton. That is some netcode if I've ever seen any. And Alex Hillman actually does finish up the job just a little bit. Maybe him experiencing some netcode as well. Everyone behind them checking up, and he mentioned Mark Zabek here in the 11. Panzarella.
Across the nose of the 92, and then just, yeah, everything just checks up.
Yeah, Zabek doing the responsible thing. Panzarella not checking up anywhere near as much. Sends Zabek up the track, making the wreck worse, really. Up goes Steve Lewis. Steve Lewis there with a big hit on the outside wall. And, man, we talked to... Oh, no, Zabek. How's that going to happen?
Kirby barely got out of the way of that. Wow.
Good wreck avoidance here, you see.
Tommy, oh, no.
No! T-Fox gets through
barely.
it. Man, by the skin of his teeth.
Nice.
And I saw Delgado show up, but I think it was actually just stopping the car, essentially, and that is what that is. But wow, a lot of these guys doing the right thing here and bringing their cars to a near stop to get through that wreck. But wow, oh wow, Dalton, we talked about these fast repairs. We talked about the significance of them and how important it is to protect them, and that is, I think I just saw a few fast repairs there.
You know, it stinks to have to use it this early, but to have it at all is a bit of a blessing, I'd say. You know, it allows you to keep going, even though, you know, even though you get wrecked on lap 4, it gives you the opportunity. Your race isn't over yet.
I completely agree. I agree with that. It's not over till it's over. It just kind of may dictate the way you approach things a little bit differently now without that in your back pocket. So, and that was, man, you know what else, Dalton? That was right up front. Right up front.
Yeah, certainly not where we expect to see that wreck this early on. But, yeah, like we said, just a little bit of the netcode, and also just the side draft got, you know, starting to get really aggressive. That bottom lane started coming down a little bit, and the top lane, I think, just tightened up a little bit and came up at the exact same time, and just led to disaster early here.
Yeah, I think so as well. We'll see if that changes the way these guys approach the race, if we see a longer green flag run now, or if that only will up the aggression. And also what you're seeing on the bottom of your screen there, a lot of cars bringing it down the pits.
Yeah, you know, you don't know where the cautions are going to come here. There's no stage caution, although stage points will be paid out on lap 40. So I think this is just to have that little bit extra fuel to maybe, you know, give you the advantage, be able to go a little bit longer, just in case there is that yellow later on, to, you know, to get that track position that way.
Yeah, and you saw it with that, actually for once, awesome camera angle right there. A lot of cars, quick pit stops, fuel only, no tires there for a lot of these guys. Did you know the fun fact about Dale Jr. on iRacing, Dalton?
What is the fun fact about Dale Jr. on iRacing?
Apparently he is somewhere, everywhere on every racetrack. Like somewhere in the crowd, maybe in the pits. But if you look hard enough, it's kind of like a Where's Waldo thing. There's a Dale Jr. at every iRacing racetrack. I'm not sure if you knew that.
I didn't know it was every racetrack. I definitely knew there were some racetracks that had them, but I know it was all racetracks.
I mean, screw it. If you're going to do one, why not do them all, right?
Yeah, they updated them too, I believe.
No, they didn't. Are you serious?
They made him a little bit more high res. Him and the other guy.
Yeah, we all.
Yeah,
Yeah. The guy. Yeah. Obviously.
Steve, I think his name actually is Steve.
It's not Steve Leotard, right?
No, I think it's. I'm not gonna like offer a guess the last name just in case I'm wildly off. I'm pretty sure it's a Steve.
That's fair. That's fair. So, Light's still in the pace car, so likely at least one more time around the racetrack here. Patrick Calgill still in the lead. His former teammate, Daily Drivers Inc., former teammate of Alex Hillman, going to be starting alongside him. In third place will be Peyton McCoy. Fourth belonging to Graham McGivern. Great run from the 33 at Graham McGivern. Graham McGivern, actually, great news for that driver right there. Dalton, you and I know all too well how important a number is to a driver. And Graham McGivern, just last week, was able to capture the 33 for himself, his favorite number. And it's a good-looking number, Dalton. It's also it's my wife's favorite number, so I love having it on DDI. And Graham McGivern repping that 33. There's those camera angles.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's great news. You always want to have your first choice of number.
Forgot to change the boot color though.
Being able to get that for as many people as possible is what we're trying to do here.
You can tell by those wheels he was driving a Monster sponsored car last week. But Graham McGivern looking good nonetheless. Behind them, you got Dylan Schmidt and a guy we've already talked about a little bit, last week's winner, Jared Kelly over there in the 55. Jared Kelly, I mean, you already mentioned it, Dalton. This guy, zero weaknesses when it comes to racetrack type. And when I think of strengths, this is definitely somewhere I think of are these plate races.
Yeah, for sure. Aggressive, but like a good aggressive, knows how to work his way up to the front, knows how to push, knows how to take a push. Definitely the kind of driver you want to have on at the top of your list to work with during a race like this.
Yeah, during practice, I actually got to work with Jared Kelly a little bit, and man, his pushes are square as they come. And we'll be talking about pushes too, and I believe it's Zach Hillman, if I can pull it up before we go green here, that has something pretty funny on the rear end of his car today that I saw earlier, Dalton. There it is. There it is. Let's see if I get a little bit closer. Is there a near chase? But
It's a target.
and it says "hit me here" on it right there, and that is because that's exactly where you want to get hit, right? Square in the butt.
Yep, you want that centered. Although actually, if you're in the driver's, we're about to go green.
Whoa.
I'm gonna give it to you.
Yes, sir. It's going to be Patrick Kelly on the inside. We're going off him this time, not the flagman. Patrick Hill, a little bit late there, Dalton. A little bit late of a restart. We'll see how that works out for him. It's going to be Alex Hillman to his outside. And again, that's Peyton McCoy and Greg McGivern making up that second row. You're already seeing a little bit slicing and dicing between those two rows there. You're seeing some cars, I think, mostly wanting to be on that inside to start this run. That is a safer place to be when accidents do come. But I think we're going to see, with all that separation there, the outside lane about to have a pretty big run, Dalton.
Yeah, unlike on the American freeway and the American highway system, that right lane, that's the passing lane right there. That's where you want to be if you want to get to the front. That outside lane there, if you're not there, you're probably either you're going to want to get to pit road soon, or you're just looking to hang out. Unless you're up in that first, those first 5 or so rows there.
Completely agree with that. As you see, Alex Hillman is going to lead that lap. Hillman, man, we talked about this guy all 3 exhibition races, and it was heartbreaking to see what took him out last week. Alex Hillman looked to have, by far, one of the fastest cars, was absolutely competing for the win, and with about 40 to go, had an equipment failure that took him out of the race entirely. Hillman hoping for no such things this week, but at the same time, absolutely bringing that same level of speed.
Oh, we just saw it. Oh,
Blinky goes Peyton
blinking out of
McCoy.
resistance there. Yeah, I'm with you there. It's absolutely heartbreaking to see that happen. Hope that him. We're hope nobody else has any mechanical failures in this race. So that's just the worst when that happens. But yeah, Alex loves these super speedway tracks. He had back in the PRL days. He got a win against some of the the big names over in the Cup Series over there. At the Atlanta Super Speedway, or at the Atlanta, the plate upgrade. So, some people call it downgrade, but yeah, Alex Hillman, no slouch at these super speedway tracks. Wants to be up front, wants to lead, wants to be making moves.
Absolutely, Hillman's going to be one of those guys. I mean, you're seeing it right now. Hungry to lead laps, hungry to be the dominant driver out here. And definitely one of those guys. I mean, everyone likes to approach super speedway races much differently. Hillman and Calgill, as you can see right here, 2 drivers who want to control this race from the get-go. They want to be up front from the drop of the green flag until they see the black and white one. And that's what they're doing right now. And if everything goes according to plan, this is obviously the best way to win this race. But let's talk about a couple of other drivers who we know, based on the exhibition races, are race-winning contending drivers. I'm talking about Colton Easterday. I'm talking about Mark Zabik. So here we go. Easterday right there, leading that last single file line. Behind him, you see the 11 of Zabik. These are, wow! Greg McGivern into the wall, actually. Oh, man, that's far more important.
What a save!
Honestly,
Man.
What a save by McGivern.
And good on the rest of that top lane checking up at the time. That could have been bad right there. But yeah, looks like it's gathered up, and yeah, he's already back to almost to pushing Alex Hillman back up to the front there.
Yeah, the 33, that could have been enormous, Dalton. An amazing save by the 33. We've talked about it already, but man, the last place you want to see these big wrecks happen is in the front of the field, as you see another blink from the 55 of Jared Kelly. In and out he goes. And man, I can't think of a worse track for that to be happening than Daytona.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with how close these cars are to each other. And I mean, we already was that
Danny Sanchez says, I believe that's actually Jonathan Case of Beer, it is. And he says, you know what, boys, I have had enough. You have fun. I am done.
And it's we saw it in that Netflix NASCAR series where Denny Hamlin's talking about how you can see the wrecks coming, and you see him drop down to the apron, just follow the back, and then of course the wreck happens within the next 2 laps. So maybe it's a case of maybe there's something we don't know, and he's got a little bit of a Nostradamus up there in his head. You know, he sees the wreck coming.
Yeah, it could be a sign of things to come. Normally when I see that, that is a sign to me that if I'm in the back, I'm in the right place, and if I'm where he was, then maybe I should consider doing the same thing. But I think that will not be the last time we see that from a driver, as Quesabir thinking, I'm going to live to see another day. I didn't see him in that initial wreck. I'm not sure what his fast repair situation is, but that would definitely play into your decision-making there. Let's revisit that tail end of the field again real quick. Fast drivers again back here. You have Easter Day actually now starting to join it. Now leading that back up, you have Zavik, Kirby, again, another winner of one of our exhibition races. And then behind them is Panzarella, another winner of one of our exhibition races. And behind them is someone we've talked already a lot about today that we know has tons of speed, someone who qualified right up front, and that's Zach Hillman. So drivers that we would expect to be able to contend for this win towards the end, very, very content, sitting in quite literally the last positions of this race right now, wanting nothing to do with the energy of that pack.
Yeah, those guys are kicking back right now. They know there's like 70 more laps to go. Plenty of time for things to go wrong. Plenty of time for more wrecking to happen, to not be a part of, to avoid. And yeah, you want to either. Some of those guys are either trying to hang on to that fast repair until later, or if they've already used that fast repair, you know, they're in self-preservation mode, and if they get in another wreck, that could take them out of the race.
Yeah, and not to mention just how much time, or how easy really it is to capture significant damage here. What doesn't often feel like a lot really could so easily end up being a race altering, or if not that, ending set of damage, just with the speeds you're traveling here and how hard and unpredictable it is to avoid these drivers. And look at Patrick Calgon, the 31 up front right now, trying his best to control both lines. We see that a lot more in real life racing than we do compared to sim racing. But Dalton, a very recent update here to this iRacing platform, and one thing that you and I have both noted and really talked about is just how much, oh my gosh, Peyton McCoy, how much more realistic this racing is starting to feel, even more than it already was, and that may be one of the things that Calgill is trying to test out right now.
Yeah, you know, it's been Hillman, Calgill, just back and forth. These guys just doing an excellent job controlling these lanes, and maybe kind of taking advantage of the fact that, you know, nobody's gonna dare send it 3 wide here on lap 16 of 82. You know.
Yeah, it kind of is just like a little bit of trust, and honestly, with this lead pack here, a lot of guys you don't know, you're not familiar with. They do not know Peyton McCoy. Grant McGivern has not raced a lot of these guys. Daniel Schmidt took a 6-month break. A lot of these guys are racing Daniel Schmidt for the first time. Jared Kelly is very new to this group of drivers. Cody Matthews has not been here before. Or at least around the majority of these drivers. So these guys trying to understand each other, figure each other out, and at the same time trusting one another. Like you just said, Dalton, please, for the love of God, do not take me 3 wide. And you are not kidding about these guys trading off laps. Who will it be this time? It looks like it will be Alex Hillman, Peyton McCoy loose down the apron.
Yeah, you know, I think we might have heard Patrick Calgill queue up on the radio and apologize, because it looked like he kind of got pointed toward the apron a little bit there, and that caused kind of a domino effect there, McCoy to catch the apron as well, and almost didn't gather it up there, but luckily cooler heads prevail, and we're just going to keep going here.
Something you see so much are those domino effects here. The energy the pack can affect, if something happens up front, it can affect the car 5, 6, maybe even 10 cars back, as we're currently on board here at Peyton McCoy. Also, just to show you guys just how little these second place, third place, any driver in the pack really can see, and how easy those incidents that you just saw happen with McCoy can happen. Just little to no time to react, Dalton, when you have a checkup or a loose moment in front of you.
Yeah, definitely. You saw him kind of catch the apron. That apron down on the front stretch there is just
ice.
It's unforgiving if you catch it wrong.
My goodness. And, I think the league guys threw down some ice on that before the race started.
For sure. You see Dylan Schmidt here. Beautiful in-car camera angle. Boxed in, nowhere really to go. No moves to be made other than just kind of sitting in line behind these 2 guys up front who have had kind of just control of the race for this first part.
You can also see Schmidt kind of hanging back a little bit, waiting for that proper run, but also maybe just, oh my goodness, sketched out about that. How is McCoy keeping that car together? That was an insane save by the 24.
Yeah, that's definitely not something that Patrick Calgo wants to see in his mirror. Is the guy who's pushing him falling back like that. That leaves him a sitting duck to that top row. That's going to kill the momentum of the bottom row and let that top row pull out to the lead.
Yeah, and that really, like, if you're Dylan Schmidt there's nothing you can do. You can't create a line. You can't try to go to the middle. It's not worth it. So you just have to say, man, please get it together. We got to go. And Pay McCoy doing a great job gathering it back up there. And they really didn't lose anywhere near as much ground as you would expect with a moment that big.
Yeah, you know, you can only be as fast as the car directly in front of you in these situations. If you're Dylan Schmidt, or if you're anybody behind those lead 4 guys, you can really only be as fast as the guy who's directly in front of you. That's just kind of how this racing's going to go. As you see, that kind of breaking away here.
Yeah, we talked about the different priorities in this race and how a lot of guys are going to be content sitting in the back, but this is a risk to that. And that right there is that pack, I think, losing the draft to the lead pack, as I believe that is currently being led by, I want to say it's Colton Easterday. It is Colton Easterday leading that rear pack, but they have to be careful, Dalton. I think a couple more tenths of a second and they will lose the ability to catch that pack in front of them. And man, that could stack up quick here at Daytona. They don't know if we're going to stay green or not here and get to those green flag pit stops. And if we do, you want to be as close to your competitors as possible.
And you know what? That's pretty much that whole Golden Octopus team back there. Easterday, Garrett Austin's back there, I believe.
He is right behind him.
It's Stephen Kirby. Back there. I believe Zach Hillman's still back there. Ryan Newman's there. Yeah, so all those guys, maybe they're. Well, you know what? There's also that added kind of caveat that some of these guys don't have as much fuel. Some of these guys are 5 laps shorter than the rest of the pack, as we're coming up on a lap car here.
This is always a fun moment. Here we go. Oh, man, the lap car. I believe that's Sanchez. Is going to go to the inside, and these guys are going to try to negotiate their way around that 62. And I'm sure a lot of you at home are thinking, oh, my gosh, what is he doing? I'll tell you what he's doing right now. He doesn't want to lose that draft again. There is nothing worse. You and I know this all too well, Dalton. There is nothing worse than running alone for 20 laps at Daytona when you know everyone else in the field is having fun together. It's like that one SpongeBob meme with Squidward looking out the window. It is miserable. And that is what Sanchez was just dealing with for countless laps, is what it felt like. So when he saw that pack catching him, if you go to the inside, if you go to the apron, if you go too high, you are going to lose that draft. You will not keep that draft, and you are going to watch them drive by you and just do the same exact thing for another 20 laps or until this race ends. That was his chance, and he took it.
Yeah, that's the thing. He has every right to do that. He has every right to try to stay in that lead pack. The only thing you got to really be careful about, you just have to keep that consistent line so that everybody can navigate around you. But you have every right to say, hey, you know what, guys back there, you guys find a way to navigate this, and I'll just stay right here.
Exactly. You guys figure it out. First of all, I'm a lap down. This race already sucks for me, so I don't care if there's a caution. So it's a dangerous place if you're everybody else not named Daniel Sanchez in that situation, but I can't say I would not do the exact same thing that you just saw that 62 race car do. But one thing I want to touch on as well, Dalton, that you just talked about that I think we might see play a role in this race very soon. First of all is teams, and how you're seeing already teams like Golden Octopus there in the back, led by Colton Easterday with his teammate right behind him of Garrett Austin. Not far behind him, another teammate of Steve Kirby. Actually, in front of him is another teammate, and that's Edward Peltz. Actually, that is a 5 car row of teammates. Ryan Newman right there is a teammate as well. So those are 5 Golden Octopi right there. I think that's how you say it, plural, right, Dalton? Working together, making sure that they are on the same page. And what that leads into is your next point that you brought up, Dalton, and that's the different fuel right now. A lot of these guys up front, by virtue of staying out when others did not want to, as Nick Sanchez.
Down the apron.
Oh, yeah. I believe that Sanchez and Case of Beer looking way too similar today. But I believe that Sanchez is going to try to probably slot in behind his little twinsy there. Going to try to keep the draft. But Sanchez, I think, thinking, I'm already a lap down. I probably don't have my fast repair. I don't need this accident, so I'm going to just make sure I'm in the draft now. I can handle it, and that looks like what he's going to do. But these teams, Dalton, likely going to want to pit together, whether or not they're on the same fuel strategy.
Yeah, and I like that move from the 62, though, because he's also the lucky dog here, and he doesn't want to lose that if he gets caught up in whatever might happen here, because you don't know if this is going to stay clean for the next until those green flag pit stops.
Yeah, 100%. The slightest boop, the slightest touch, and you can kiss that lucky dog goodbye. No lucky dog for you, and there's no one else, so he would just get to watch no one get a lap back, but it would not be him. So that is the smart move by Sanchez. That's living to see another day. That's understanding that we still have 60-plus laps left in this race, 60 minus. I can't do math. But I think these guys, I think probably if you didn't pit Dalton, it's about a 28-lap window. We got that first caution. I think you may have about 5 to 7 laps left here if you did not pit that first time.
Well, as we saw Hillman finally break away from that top lane and come down the bottom. That actually might be an indicator of these guys getting ready to come down to the pit, as Hillman was leading that top lane for pretty much that whole stint there. So he might be ready to bring it down now.
And that's one thing that actually I think is more difficult about sim racing than it is with real racing. In real racing, you'll see that move by Hillman, but then you'll also see something else, and that's a hand out the window for about half a lap, telling the cars behind him, I am pitting this time. You can key up on the radio here, but not everyone's going to hear you. You might not go through. You might talk over somebody, so yours doesn't go through. And a lot of times you can see that being an issue here at Daytona. So these guys, they're going to be likely pitting under green here. And here we go, Dalton.
Looks like only 4 cars or so peeling off there. Looked like Cowgill, maybe was that? Yeah,
I think it's Cowgill. Trying to get a good angle on it now. I think I
can't see over the fans.
I know, same here. These fans on their feet all day. I see Cowgill, Hillman, Alex Hillman. I'm sorry, we don't have to be more specific with that going forward. Peyton McCoy and Graham McGivern, our first cars in the pits here, and that what we normally see here, Dalton, is that creates an avalanche. So I would not be surprised if for this point forward we're seeing cars coming down every lap.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know if I trust this to. I never trust a pit entry, especially a group pit entry. So I'm always trying to run this, run it dry and hope for a caution on these types of races. But yeah, we'll see here. We'll see how this goes. You see Juan Delgado.
I was about to say, check out Juan Delgado. Going to look to the outside, Jared Kelly, and Juan Delgado, for the first time in his DDRL career, is going to take the lead, and this is legit, Dalton. This is raw speed. Juan Delgado is going to go straight to the bottom. That's my favorite line. I like that move right there. I think we trained him well, my friend. But Juan Delgado in the 14 Daily Driver Zinc, orange and blue Chevy Silverado takes his first lead, but Chris Cowgill, another newcomer, he's saying, I want to lead some laps too, my friend.
Yeah, just as quick as he had it, looks like it's gone. It's Chris Cowgill now.
Same idea with him too. Inside lane immediately.
Try to lead a lap here. Is he going to make it to the line, or is he going to get past?
And here comes Dalton Geyer. I see Dylan Schmidt. That's Jonathan Casabir. The 17 of Dylan Beckman is in that one as well. So 4 more cars coming down the pits here. Oh, Jared Kelly as well. I apologize. Jared Kelly is actually going to... And Jared Kelly was up front. So big move there as Jared Kelly is going to take his second pit stop. I'm assuming here, and we'll watch this one, Dalton, I'm thinking mostly fuel for these guys. And if there are tires, maybe 2.
Yeah, you definitely don't have time to sit and wait around for that 4-tire stop. These tires aren't that worn yet. You want to be able to come out with the guys that you came in with. The only way to really do that is to ensure that you're going to take just fuel.
And just as we predicted, that was 2 tires for Jared Kelly, which made sense. He was the leader. He had that time available to him, but no tires for someone like Dalton Geyer. Here comes another group, a group of 3 this time coming down. I believe that's the Ibarra is coming down the pits. I think that we have Lolis, and I think that may be Danny Sanchez as well. So Danny Sanchez, the Ibarra, and Lolis going to bring it down in the pits here as well. We'll see what these 3 decide to do. And again, this is another team here. We'll get more into what the teams are named and who is on them, but I can tell you right now, these are teammates right here. And it looks like it's a lot of 2 tires. Will they take 4 fuel? No, it's going to be 2 tires for that entire team. And look at that synchronized exit and entrance, Dalton. That's how you do it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to see. Just a nice little cluster of guys, all synchronized, making it work.
And here we go. We're catching another lapped car here. That 3, these guys are going to have to negotiate their way around this. And if you were planning on pitting right now, it's not happening anymore, as these cars are going to have to stay out a little bit longer, as the bottom lane just was not available.
Yeah, that's kind of the drawback there of keeping that top lane. That's where you're going to make the passes. But yeah, if you don't get there in time, you're not going to be able to pit.
So what you see in front of our lead pack right now, the cars in the lead lap, are the cars that have already pit. Led right there by Dylan Schmidt. Behind them, you have Zach Hillman, and there's Zach Panzarella, Patrick Calgill, Alex Hillman, and Graham McGivern. So a lot of daily drivers in cars, and I'm sorry, that is not Zach. That is Jonathan Quesadilla. So all daily drivers in cars, plus a former teammate and sponsored daily driving car of Patrick Calgill, or truck, I'm sorry, my friends, that have already found each other, and now they can just work together in a single line with the same agenda, and that is what you want to see as a team, as we'll see who comes down this time. These guys are probably going to stretch it. All these guys, I'm assuming, part of that group that pit on that first pit stop, so they can go a little bit longer.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot. Yeah, it's really got spread out through these green flag pit stops. You're seeing a lot of single file, little just little chunks, little groups of guys. But I mean, that's kind of what you expect. A lot of different pit times, different strategies on pit road. So yeah, different speeds entering the track. So yeah, we'll see how this goes here.
And they're also close to lapping these guys, which would be big for them if a caution was to come out. Glenn Grigsby of in the 30 right there, the Kodiak car, our current leader. Matt Novella is going to bring it down the pits this time. Here comes Novella. Oh, the 30 is as well. What an entrance by the 56 as Delgado saves it somehow. Wow. And Tommy Fox behind them. So Delgado, Fox, Grigsby, and Novella that time.
Yeah, I think that group of maybe 5 or 6 that we saw come in might have been the biggest pit group that we've seen.
Yeah, a lot of smaller groups than I think you're used to seeing, but man, it makes it a lot easier for these drivers as the energy of this pack is kicking up, and the reason for that is these groups are combining. That yellow car on the top line is Cody Matthews, and he is leading this race technically right now. He is yet to pit, and he would love nothing more than to put all these guys a lap down.
What he'd love right now is a yellow.
That as well, as here comes the Golden Octopi. You see Easter Day. Oh no, Newman!
Oh man! Oh, that
boop.
Just a little boop.
Just a little boop by Ryan Newman. Hopefully, won't cost him too much, and that is harder than it looks. So we got 3 cars who have yet to pit, and they are Cody Matthews, Christopher Calgill, and Mark Zabak, Mr. Zab. As you see, Juan Delgado saying, you guys have at it. I want nothing to do with this. And this is a big, sketchy moment for these guys. I understand that Juan Delgado, a rookie, this is his first plate race ever, and probably thinking, what the heck is going on around me right now? Because there's a lot happening right now as we're about to enter lap 35, and we are almost to the stages, and Cody Matthews going to finally bring it down to the pits here.
Yeah, for Juan Delgado. Oh, man, we are seeing some sliding on the entrance.
Yeah, we are.
You see that? I'm not sure if that's going to... I'm not sure if those guys are going to inherit the lead.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how this cycles out. It's always confusing as all heck during these green flag pit stops. As you can see, even on track, just how much of a cluster it is, how much things are separated. You see Matt Novella re-entering the track there on the bottom. He's got the 30 of Grigsby behind him. They're a little more separated than I think they'd like to be, but there's just help all around you. But man, there is not organization.
You see Kelly thought about dropping out. Oh, actually, good move there.
Wow.
From Kelly to use the draft of Novella to get himself a little bit of a speed boost there, and then keep on trucking on the outside. You see here, guy, you're gonna try to push it.
Oh, and
no,
he gets into
corner.
Kelly. Around goes the 55
man.
of Kelly, and that will likely bring out a caution. We have to see. And yes, we are under caution after a long green flag. Oh no, we are still.
Oh, there's more. There's more.
That is Steve Lewis around under yellow. I believe he was booped under yellow by. I didn't quite see that, but man.
Yeah, you're gonna want to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to take a look. Let's see. We'll take a look at what happened. First things first. To our friend Jared Kelly there. Kelly, it looked like just maybe a late block, maybe a push gone wrong.
No.
No.
No, I think you're gonna see. I think what you're gonna see is the 36.
I tried.
Thinking the 55 was gonna move down with him.
Yeah.
And then didn't, and then, just didn't move down all the way and kept the run. Just didn't move down fast enough, really.
And around he goes as yesterday says, "Don't mind if I do." And an overall good save.
Yeah, that's if that pit wall was a little shorter.
Just a tad. Solid hit for Kelly there. And now I'm trying to find our boy Louie. Here we go. So we're under caution. I'll go live here. Caution's out. Oh, and Geyer wasn't done yet.
Yeah.
Louis actually able to hold on to it though.
When you put that control panel, that admin control panel in.
Yeah. You're not kidding.
And you don't realize it's still 3 wide.
I am extremely lucky that I didn't kill anybody trying to do that. But yeah, what do you know, Dalton? First race in DDIRL and 2 not great moments by the admins here. But hey, no one's safe, I guess. Probably won't be the last time, if we're being honest.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Happens to the best of us, my friends. But I think there is a little bit interesting thing that I just heard over the radio. League admin just let these guys know, and I almost forgot about it, Dalton. There's a bounty for this stage. So at the halfway point of this race, which is the completion of lap 40 is what it is for today, is what it was scheduled. That there will be stage points that pay out. Those aren't double, but there are stage points, very valuable stage points, and we'll go into it right now about why those are just so valuable. But not just that, there's some cash on the line. Dylan Schmidt, an awesome friend of the league, driver in this league, and just an all-around great guy, putting up a $50 bounty for the winner of this stage. So this is going to be a shootout for cash, Dalton. So the league admin just let them know. Put a giant carrot in front of a bunch of rabbits, and we'll see how it goes. There's no way anything goes wrong.
Dilly's dollars, Schmidt's schmillions, whatever you want to call it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, $50. That'll be interesting to see. And it's also great on the admins letting people know about that. 2 laps before.
Yeah. That's just being responsible right there. That's all that is.
Will definitely enhance the race experience, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Schmitty's Fitties. I like that. Do you like that?
I don't know why I didn't think of that. Yeah.
All right. And as you see in the top left of your screen, that is the Chase for the Cup point system. So a little bit different than the bonus points you earn in race. These are at the completion of the race, but what you see there towards the middle is that 5 points you get for a stage win. And what you also see in bold writing there towards the bottom of that graphic is, I think, what makes this a really cool system. And that is that all these bonus points that you earn, these ones on screen, that will carry over to the Chase. So you want to win races, you want to win stages, and you want to finish these races well, and you want to show up to them too. Plus 10 for perfect attendance here.
You know, I'm looking at that 0x up there.
That's funny. We'll talk about that next week.
I think that
ship has sailed.
You know, if you don't feel like you have very much speed, that's a great way to, because you can bank up to 10 of those things. If you show up every race and you end up with a 0x every race, you're gonna walk into either the Chase or however you do. Even with only that, if you have no top 10s, you're gonna walk in with 20 playoff points.
Not to mention, putting this on screen real quick too, that's actually 3 in-race points because you also get the +2 for the bonus points of the in-race. So yeah, 0x, if you finish in 7th, that might earn you just as much, if not more, points than the person in 4th place. So keeping it clean, a huge priority in this race or in this league right now. A rule I really like, and I think it in a little bit, because I know not everyone a fan of a fast repair being at these guys' disposal, but I think that offsets it a good amount. Having that in the back of your mind, thinking if I make any contact with anybody, I can kiss a handful of points goodbye.
There is that, but then there's also kind of the added fold of once you do have that 0x cherry popped, you're kind of all bets are off from that point,
That really is the problem too. And then you have to wait for the other cherry to pop, but it's not having the fast repair.
It's nobody's perfect, right?
No, never. as we're getting ready. It's going to be a 2-lap shootout for $50, 5 bonus points, and a handful of other points that are going to help you out in this race, in this league. Cody Matthews is going to be the one leading them to the green, and he's been sneaky fast here today, Dalton.
Yeah, he really, it's a really good decision to stretch the fuel there at the end, not come in, stayed out, was able to, I'm assuming he came into pit on, under yellow there.
Or it was actually like right before.
Oh, never mind. Okay, they did stop, didn't
I
they?
could not have timed it better.
Just barely, yeah. I think we got distracted by the wreck that was happening.
A lot of things, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, just perfect timing on that, and it allows him to inherit the lead.
Yeah, huge for Cody, and at this point in the race, about to be quite literally at the halfway point, this is when you want to start getting up front, taking control of the race. It feels so risky early on, but man, when you're at this point, it's go time.
Yes, sir. Stage points on the line as the lights are off.
Life-changing amounts of money on the line here.
Well, a little green-white, green-white, no checkered, as there's not going to be a yellow for the stage.
Should have mentioned that.
Yeah. Of course, if they just wreck organically, there will be yellow. But
oftentimes,
yeah. Otherwise, this thing could very well keep going.
Oftentimes at these tracks there are, Dalton. $50 and stage points on the line. We're going to the end of lap 40. Cody Matthews leads him to green. Great start by Cody Matthews. Mark Zabek on the outside. We'll see if he wants that inside, and he does. He wants it right away. No, he doesn't. He's a little bit indecisive there at the 11. He doesn't have a ton of help there, Dalton. Oh, he's
that top lane got crazy checked up. I'm not sure if that was Ryan Newman back there who got checked up. I think that
may have been.
He started up in the top 5 and had to drop way back. I'm not sure if there was a misshift or something happened there.
Yeah, you're seeing just how bad that outside lane got going to where it almost didn't exist through 1 and 2 there. Starting to form up now here, and as quick as these guys possibly can. Currently be led by the 57 of Tommy Fox on the outside right there, being pushed by Matt Novella. Behind him, John the Case of Beer.
Like Delgado started getting tight. Thought he was about to get sent 3 wide there. Here they come for the state. Or wait, no.
White flag for the stage this time.
White flag for the stage this time.
The green, white checker, whatever it is. But Cody Matthews, $50 on the line. One more time around. We'll see just how crazy these guys want to go. They've had a carrot put right in front of them, and they are all going for it. Mark Zabek delivering some heavy pushes to the 10 of Cody Matthews, and you see Tommy Fox trying anything he can do to get that top line to work.
Yeah, that top 10 or so break. I'm here. Oh, like either a push gone wrong there or something back there. Newman. Oh yeah, these guys pushing really hard on that bottom. Where they say don't push the pusher, but you're seeing all 4 of those guys just kind of linked up down on the bottom there.
Yeah, it's getting intense. It looks like the end of the race right now is here. They come to the start-finish line. I don't know if anyone's going to have anything for that 10 of Cody Matthews, as Cody Matthews is going to take the stage, take the $50, take the points that come with it, and oh man, it is crazy behind them. Cowgill's loose in the middle, and around he goes.
Oh, gets turned.
Oh, this is a big one. The big one at Daytona.
Yeah. Cowgill.
Cowgills.
Oh, yeah, Cowgill's Hillman. One of the Hillmans.
Garrett Austin. Dylan Schmidt, Zach Panzarella. Wow. A huge one here at Daytona. Right at the end of the stage. Oh, boy.
Was a lot to take in.
That was a lot. We'll take a quick look at that one. What a wreck, Dalton.
Let's see how this thing all starts here.
Yeah, keep your eye on that 03 third car on the inside lane. And man, it got messy as they came to the start-finish line, and I think it all devolved from there. And here we go.
Let's see.
We already got ourselves
like
almost a 3-wide situation, right?
Top 2 move up the track a little bit, and I think Cowgill doesn't really know where to go from that point.
Easter Day.
Just a big run, and it really just nowhere to go on that.
Yeah,
and
Easter Day.
Oh, and then he's pushed out middle and just no room at that point. Tries to follow the 11 back down in line, but his spot is not there anymore.
Oh, and here we go. Massive hits for Novello Delgado.
on Cowgill contact.
Schmidt stuck in the middle, and up goes Patrick Cowgill. Look at Ryan Newman. Red Sea's parting. Oh, not so.
Schmidt.
Oh, bad checkups in the back. Panzarella gets plowed. McGivern gets plowed.
Yeah.
There were 2 wrecks in this one, Dalton. Wow. Great work by our cameramen, putting their lives in danger to get these shots. Oh, hi. Hello, Mr. Day.
Yeah, hello. Yep.
Oh, and hi, Zach.
See Panzarella down there. You see the rest of the guys who got hard on the brakes to.
Cowgill, no. Oh.
Yeah, and he's on the brakes. It's just the slope of the track.
banking.
Yeah.
For those who don't know,
watch this. Watch Juan Delgado here. He
Oh!
says, "Oh, nope."
I guess
He
I'll wait.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what a disaster.
Somebody's bumper bouncing around in the grass. We saw that last week too. Somehow.
Yeah, gravity just ceasing to exist with this new update, it appears. Well, all right, Dalton. I think this gives us a good opportunity to take a quick break while we're under caution, and we will be back before we go green.
When you feel it's hopeless, when you think that you lost, oh, I will take your hand and we'll rise up from the dust. Oh, here we go, 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 let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life, we're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and clear my throat. We rise up from the dust and clear my throat. We all have our reasons why we are on this track. Oh, we all have our burdens, yeah, but we just keep on fighting and we never look back. Here we go, 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 let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life, we're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and clear my throat. We rise up from the dust and clear my throat.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are still gridding this thing up. Lights still on the pace car, so going to be at least one more time around here, but we got ourselves a new leader, Dalton. Tommy Fox, leader of this race.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We love some Tommy Fox.
T-Fox, baby.
Yeah. That's gonna be important. That one bonus point.
That does matter, honestly, and today it's 2 bonus points with those double points here for this being a crown jewel race here, the VRN200. So Tommy Fox gonna get off to a good start there on those points. And again, no winning you're in this league. Points are everything if you want to race for a championship for the chase for the cup.
Sorry, Zach. I had to take a second to slap myself for forgetting that it's double points in this race.
I mean, we wouldn't know. But as it looks like the lights likely come off the pace car here, as Tommy Fox is going to take the inside lane. You're seeing even more guys, maybe for a little bit more fuel. We are also getting close to that point where you can start playing some tricks with the fuel here, Dalton.
Yeah, maybe not tricks, but just having more of it is a pretty neat trick, if you
It's
ask
a
me.
great trick. It's worked out for us quite a bit in the past. And yeah, if you're already in sub 20th in this race, there is no reason not to put a couple more gallons in it.
Yeah, you know, and if you're one of those guys who was trying to lay low, and all of a sudden you're back up in, say, you know, fourth or third or fifth or whatever, if you're up there after all these guys came to pit, you're thinking, how did I get back here again? I don't want to be here.
It's so true. I mean, for me personally, whenever I'm in these things, I almost don't pay attention to my track position because it is so easy to change dramatically in this race. One little thing, and you go from 20th to 5th and vice versa.
Yeah, no, absolutely, because everybody has that same kind of thing. They don't want to be caught in that wreck on lap 4. I think a lot of these guys probably had to use that fast repair on that last wreck.
I mean, who definitely did is our second place car of Jared Kelly. We saw what happened with him and Dalton Geyer and how that he had that massive hit to the inside wall. I could put my bank account on the fact that that was a fast repair. But Jared Kelly not taking any time to recover, already back in the second place. That is all kinds of impressive.
Well, I mean, regardless of, you know, that lap 4 wreck that happened up front, the front is always going to be the safest place to be. It's going to be the place where you're going to have the least people in front of you to wreck, you know, to hit, to get into that wreck.
Yeah, definitely the safest place to be as long as you're not the one getting turned. And here we go, getting ready to go green. It's with the 57 of Tommy Fox leading them this time. Tommy Fox with a good start there on the inside. Jared Kelly doing a phenomenal job staying equal with him, trying to make that outside line work. He is being pushed by Steve Lewis behind, he's being pushed by Dalton Geyer, and behind Tommy Fox you have Steve Lewis. Another great recovery there from the 88.
Yeah, and you know, that bottom lane actually moving really well. Probably better than we've seen it move today. This top lane can't really get going. They're kind of stacked up there.
Yeah, we've seen that happen a few times in this race here today, that the bottom lane initially having a much easier time getting things going, having smooth runs, and a lot of times running away from the top line. Jared Kelly, just about as good of a leader as you're ever going to have for the line, especially a more difficult line at the top, and same goes for the car behind him. Dalton Geyer, one of the better pushers you're going to find out there as well. You know what doesn't help, though, is that 55 disappearing whenever he feels like it. Oh, boy.
Yeah, you know, the 55 and the 36 have both kind of probably disappeared a couple times today.
Yeah, what a great combination in terms of connection.
Besides the point, I think what's happening there, you know, I'm not sure if that 36 might still have a little bit of that residual damage. Maybe opted to not use that fast repair, and you know, has something left over and not pushing as well.
I mean, that's a good point, though. If you can help it, you don't want to use that fast repair. If that means having a little bit of damage at this point in the race, you absolutely do that, Dalton. You don't want to use that fast repair if you don't have to. And oftentimes, you don't really get to learn just how bad or how effective your car is until it's too late, until you're the outside car second. And what are you supposed to do about that? You can't go the inside. Where are you supposed to go? So you just have to wait for your moment to either get a situation or figure out a way to make that truck go as fast as you need it to.
Well, either way, Tommy Fox and Steve Lewis just dominating that front line. They're just, what's up?
Oh, these pushes by Lewis down the backstretch have been phenomenal. Look at that.
Yeah, there's a reason that top line can't catch him, and it's those pushes. These guys are just going ham in that bottom lane.
Yeah, and you're really seeing just textbook pushing there from the 88. This type of racing is so different than what, we've shown in these first 3 exhibition races, and also really from much other stock car racing you do. But Steve Lewis doing what you need to do, and that's don't push in the corners. Really, even where we are right here, this is considered a corner by many drivers. They don't like being pushed to this tri-oval, but do push down the backstretch as hard as you can. And you see Steve Lewis getting that good amount of distance there between him and Tommy Fox through these corners. You see it right there. That's a good amount of distance, and watch how quickly that will close up once they exit this corner.
Hey, you know something we didn't really touch on? Tommy Fox and Steve Lewis. These are two guys that are very familiar with each other. You know, run in MRL together. I'd have to go back and check the records I feel like maybe teammates at one point or another.
Hey,
but
on Team Panzarella, they were teammates.
Oh yeah, they were. Team C next Thursday. But yeah, no,
sir.
yeah, these guys definitely familiar with each other's game and really kind of working together very easily here. As you see Zab, Zab took the opportunity to move up in front of Kelly as that top line continues to struggle. Maybe won't struggle as much with the change of Pushy and the Pusher.
Yeah, awesome move there by Zap to fill that gap on the outside. And oftentimes, Dalton, I'm sure you've been there. I'm someone, I've talked about this in previous broadcasts, when it comes to this racing, and you'll see it from that 12 in this race. I am married to the bottom line. I like the bottom. It's the best place, in my opinion, to avoid wrecks, and it's where I'm most comfortable. But man, when you have that in front of you, that top line, and you can lead it like Zab was just able to, it is far often too much to pass up. And that's why, there it is.
Coupling, yep. You saw, I think that was Zach Hillman that slotted up into that top lane as he's now back up here. He was involved in that very first accident. He's finally found his way back up to the front of this pack.
Yeah, I think Hillman maybe having deja vu back to Michigan and went a lot this way. Really, really fast in the beginning. Oh my gosh, Jared Kelly. Did you see that, Dalton?
Yeah, Kelly and Kelly's rear end and Zach Hillman's front end not quite compatible yet. You see Hillman kind of going side to side there. It's still working somehow.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think the reason why
they're pulling out.
I've never in my life seen it take long for Jared Kelly's rear end to become familiar with anyone. Says, oh my God. Zach Hillman says, I've seen enough of your end. I'm taking you 3 wide for the lead. Here we go, Dalton.
And that's going to stall out those top lanes, I think. And Geyer's going to say, hey, you know what? I think I owe you one, Jared Kelly. And he's going to follow him through. And that might bring... Yeah, we'll see if this forms a third lane or if Hillman's going to be left out to dry here.
And Steve Lewis throws a nasty side block saying to Dalton Geyer, you owe me one too, dude. That was 2 incidents you saw in that previous wreck there with Geyer. Steve Lewis, though, trying to protect that inside line right there. And, man, you were just seeing it right there from Zach Hillman. He is desperate to get back in that second line. If they're not going to go 3 wide, he can't be up there. Oh, and, man, that scared Austin who's loose. Oh, no, the 24. Peyton McCoy is around into the 30 of Glenn Ginsby. Into McGivern. McGivern into the wall. Oh, man. And when there's a wreck, there's always a Delgado somewhere almost getting hit.
Almost, but not quite.
Not quite. Close, but not quite. We'll take a quick look at that one. That just goes to show, Dalton, just how fast these things can happen, right?
Yeah, I kind of want to see... This might have just been, like you were talking about, just a bad push through the tri-oval as the field got checked up. You see him still 3 wide up there.
Trying to get us a good angle here. Here we go. That's a 17 there, Beckman.
We just get linked up and
just not the
24.
Poor Glenn Grigsby.
And then up into Grigsby.
And look behind them, that's Sanchez.
Sanchez had to clear off to the apron.
Oh, Grigsby says, thanks for that push, buddy. Not Grigsby, I'm sorry, McCoy. And the Grigsby says, thanks for hitting me. A lot of return favors here. A lot of receipts.
Let's see. Yeah, then the 33 is just
like, please, dude.
Nowhere to go. And then, yeah.
Can you help me out with the DDI bill on this one, Dalton?
I'll think about it. Just Venmo request me or something.
Appreciate it. Man, it's a shame one of us didn't win that stage because I could use that $50 right now.
You certainly could.
So now, Dalton, with 30 to go, now we can talk fuel. 28 laps is about the window here for these trucks in this 78% correct fuel load here. So pitting now would hypothetically get you there. But one thing to mention here, Dalton, there are 3 green-white checkers available to these guys here. And what that means is overtime finishes where if we do not get to the start-finish line on that initial lap, it's a 2-lap shootout, I should say. But if we do not get to the start-finish line on that initial lap, we rack it back up, and we do it again until we do. And we have 3 attempts at that, which could total to 6 green flag laps, and that does not mention the time you spend under caution. So this is not enough time for overtime restart, or I should say enough fuel for overtime restarts if those were to happen.
And you know, I mean, I guess the simple way around that is just, if another caution comes out, just top off. But at the same time, if that caution's coming late, you know, it's tough because you don't want to give up all that track position.
That's how I was going to come back to you with that. If you're a Mark Zabik, if you're a Jared Kelly, Tommy Fox, Dalton Geyer, Zach Hillman, Lewis, Case of Beer, that's I'd say probably even Cal Gill and the other Hillman.
Oh, and actually, these guys are...
Everyone's going to do it this time, right? Not everybody. Zach Hillman is going to take the control of the race instead, thinking maybe I have enough fuel with how many cautions I'm expecting to see here. Could that be it?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know when he came in. Or, you know what? Maybe he's just... Did he lead a lap earlier in this one? I don't know if he's led a lap.
I don't know if Hillman has. Lap. That's a good point. I don't know if Hillman's led a lap here.
And, you know, just based on the way it's been going, you know, there hasn't been anything to build that sort of trust that we're done wrecking yet.
Totally
so he's thinking like, we're gonna get another caution. I'm gonna be able to top off. Let me get this free 2 bonus points on y'all. And and when y'all wreck again, I'll just come back down and top off.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea. I mean, like, oftentimes in these Daytona races, there's really not very many bad strategies, especially at this point in the race, as long as you have enough fuel to eventually make it or a plan otherwise. You really can't go that wrong unless you're setting your car to space or something like that. Up on screen right now is the schedule for this regular season. As you see right here, outlined in gold, representing a crown jewel race is today at Daytona. After this, next week, Dalton, we are heading to the hills or the forest or the beautiful trees of Pocono?
The hills, the trees, the Poconos. It's a wonderful place to be.
Great
out in Pennsylvania.
Not New York.
Not in New York. Definitely
in
not in New York. I don't know if you thought that Pocono was in New York.
Never thought that.
I don't know.
I have no idea what you're gonna do.
Yeah, well, that's good because I didn't say any names personally.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. And Pocono also, in my opinion, Dalton, one of those tracks similar to, not in our schedule, but similar to Texas, where people have deservedly an awful opinion of it in terms of the way it races in real life and how that works and whatnot. Is, oh wow, look at that, Mark Zabik actually is gonna bring it down the pits this time, as is Cal Gill. So 2 teammates there are going to bring it down and fill up some extra fuel. Don't hate that, Dalton. But back to the schedule real quick. Pocono, for me, one of those tracks that just races awesome on a sim compared to real life.
Yeah, it can be a lot of fun, but it can devolve into chaos in that first lap. You can fit a good 5-6 cars on that front stretch side by side. But it kind of narrows out a little bit into one. So
and if you don't figure it out by the tunnel turn, oh boy.
Yeah, but it's still a good opportunity for some green flag racing, though. I think once things do settle down.
Yeah, I could not agree more. I'm excited for that race. I love that track. Super fun one, very challenging. I love the variety with the corners and all that. I think it's a great place. One more thing with this schedule pulled up, that better time than ever to announce right now, Dalton. We're going to Chicago on July 9th.
Oh, are we? Oh, yeah. I guess we are, aren't we?
We are, my friend. We are going to the city of Chicago for some street racing. And as somebody who voted for that, I am very excited about that. I love that track.
It's a very fun track, but those walls, they stick out at you. You gotta be real careful about there. You gotta be precise. But yeah, it's a really fun track to just go flying around the streets of Chicago.
Yeah, I remember when they first introduced it to iRacing, thinking like, this track's gonna suck. And I'm someone who I love road racing. I love turning right in a stock car, but I didn't have any expectations for it. Watched it obviously in real life and was thinking like, yeah, it seems interesting, we'll see. But Man, it maybe took like 2 or 3 laps there, man. And I was like, I love this. This is so much fun. As the pace car pulls off the, or pulls out into the pits, you have Daily Driver's Inc. teammates, Vortex teammates of Alex Hillman and Jonathan Quesabir controlling Case. Oh, Hillman does not go. I think he missed a shift there, Dalton.
I think so too. But luckily, the field kind of able to navigate it so far. But yeah, that's going to cost Hillman. That's going to bring him outside the top 5. As more stuff happening behind.
Wow. Remember the movie How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days? How to lose 6 spots in 5 seconds.
No.
Hey, let me have my things, Dalton.
Okay, fine. Oh, here we go. 73 getting pushed by the 88 Steve Lewis there.
Lewis is starting to really stick out as a great pusher.
For sure, yeah. He pushed Thomas
Whoa!
Fox. Now he wants to lead, though.
He doesn't want to push, does he?
He wants Grigsby to push him. See how that fares him. Tries to get the side draft on Quesabir. I'm not sure who's going to lead that lap. I think Quesabir kept it there.
Correct.
Yeah, here we go. They are side by side.
Man, that was a bold move by Lewis, but that's what it takes here at this point in the race. We only have a handful of laps here, lap 57 of 82 here, and Steve Lewis is showing it. That was a big move there, as here we go.
Steve Lewis, I think Quesabir's going to try to move up. Oh, but Steve Lewis says, "Nuh-uh, buddy, I want to lead."
They're going to go 3 wide here with Quesabir.
But the pack isn't going with him.
They're not.
The pack, really, 30's just trying to see who comes out of this.
Oh, Lewis in the wall. Oh, here we go, Dalton.
Oh, tail whip, chain reaction, Hillman around.
Oh, I see Tommy Fox.
57 around, Zabs around.
Zabs around.
Goodness,
Oh, man. Oh, wow. Panzer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow is right. Hillman
Head to
says,
toe.
screw this. I'm out of here. And I have a view for that one, Dalton. I'm just going to take a guess and say that that 12 car saw that thing from the catbird seat. Based on what I saw at the end of that wreck here. We'll see what that looked like from the seat of the 12. And you can see it there, 3 wide. And that is why you move to the bottom. Am I right? Like, we talked a lot about reading the pack and reading the energy of the pack. And this is that. And here we go.
Yeah, the 12 didn't really have to worry about cars behind him either.
Watch the RPMs going down.
See the RPMs, yep.
And I think at this point, you just grab your bucket of popcorn and hope to God that it doesn't end up in your face.
Yep, you see
Tommy Fox just right in the wall. You see Geyer on the left side of your screen. Oh, here comes Garrett Austin thinking, I'll handle this. Oh my! There's a Zabik, and there's a Geyer. And look at that wheel.
No contact, I don't think.
2 teammates. That's going to cost that, like, the driver of the 12 knowing that's my money if I hit any of these cars. And brings it to a stop. And that's what it takes sometimes to avoid these. We'll take one more look at that angle because I want to play it real speed, Dalton, to give these people an idea of what this looks like and just how insane this is. Because this is what we talked about. This is when you go to the back, right? Thinking, I want to avoid this. I don't want to be any part of this. You still have to. It doesn't make it that much easier, does it?
Yeah. Oh, man. That is... Yeah, that's tight.
That's what she said. You cannot be more right about that. And let's now take a look at probably where that wreck started. I think we should keep our eyes on Alex Hillman here. What do you think?
That might be a good idea here.
Man,
he was right in the middle of it. Or no, he was right at the front of it. He got...
Yeah, he was. Actually, that's a little bit too early. And just how quickly, Dalton, do these become huge? If you like, they don't look that big as the wrecks initially happen. I think this was a great example of that. But man, it takes so little for this to affect more than 50% of the field. And so this starts up front. Look at that with Lewis in the wall already.
Wall.
That's Grigsby there.
Come down. Grigsby has to check
wow,
up.
great move by Grigsby to try to check up. Try to do the right thing, and that's how he gets rewarded for it.
Yeah, just gets into Kelly.
And man, the technology. That car should have gone up to space, but good advancements by NASCAR here. And this is what we were talking about, right?
He chose the 62. Yeah, 62 up there chose the wall instead of the.
Where's
instead of
Garrett Austin? I want to see. Let's watch Garrett Austin and be like, I got this, guys. Don't worry.
That's.
There we go. I want to watch this one in real time with Garrett Austin.
Yeah.
Look at Garrett Austin. He's like, no, we're not stopping. Oh my goodness.
Really? Yeah.
Well done. Sometimes it's
run.
just better to get through it as quick as you can and leave it behind you. Oh, Jared's like, no.
Yeah. we thought.
I mean, how many times in these wrecks too, Dalton, are you through it and you're like, oh my god, I made it, and all of a sudden, boop.
Yeah, you get that little bit at the end. That's you always have to have your head on a swivel when you're driving through, even if you're just driving through the junkyard at the end, because you never know when one of those cars is going to be like, well, I think it's over, time to drive back up on the track.
It's so true.
You never know.
I was coaching one of our teammates, Juan Delgado, about this race, and again, he had never done a plate track, and that was one of the main things I told him. Man, I was like, we chill in the back a lot of the time, but don't like let that make you think that this is easy, or that the wrecks are not horrifying when they happen in front of you. All that means is that that they're in front of us. It's just as bad. You could just as easily get hit from behind. You could just as easily be the guy that hits someone from behind, not properly checking up for the wreck. It's from first to last place, quite literally brutal.
Brutal. Hey Zach.
What, Dalton?
How many fast repairs do you think? Do you think we're down in like the single digits
Of existing ones?
Of like guys who have used or who haven't used their fast repair yet?
Based on the incident count that my data is showing me right now, yeah, I'd say so.
So yeah, like you were saying, brutal.
Yeah, BRUTAL, my friend. It is crazy out here. I mean, what else did you expect from Daytona? It's the funny thing about most leagues, including this one, start at Daytona, and the reason why it's the most iconic racetrack on the planet when it comes to, or in the country for sure, when it comes to stock car racing. But not just that, it's where the NASCAR season starts. The Daytona 500, if you guys have ever heard of it, is the first race of the season. And what's always so great about that, Dalton, is what better time to start hating your competition than the first race?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot that could go wrong, a lot that you could do to make people mad around here. Yeah, definitely a great start to this season.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked a lot about how green this league has been, how green and clean this league has been. It would have been foolish and naive to think that at Daytona we would see anything different than what we're seeing right now. And this isn't bad, Dalton. We've had a green flag pit stop. We've had phenomenal racing. We just had Daytona is all we've had. Anyone that's ever raced a track before knows just how difficult it is as the pace car. I believe, light's still on. These guys are just already double file, eager to get going green again. But that does bring to my attention, we, once again, Dalton, have a little bit of a mixing up of the order up front. Lolis going to be the leader of this race now, and right there he's going to collect some bonus points as well, leading a lap, so going to double up on those crown jewel in-race bonus points is Brandon Lolis. And Brandon Lolis, to touch on the 83 real quick, Dalton, I have oh no! Oh no! That was Steve Lewis.
Steve Lewis.
I see smoke like I see a Steve Lewis ghost, the ghost of Steve Lewis Christmas.
Technical difficulties.
Another straight up. And there he is. Steve Lewis with an equipment failure.
I'm getting word that his wheel just shut off on him.
And I think with that happening, he slammed on the brakes, which is probably the right thing to do, to be honest. But that's
I don't know. The brake. Yeah, he might not have had any connection to anything at that point. I think the car just. Yeah, I have no idea.
I wonder. That's a great point as well. And with that said, you see the lights back on the pace car. With that incident right there and the lack of organization, Steve Lewis is running second or third on the top line. So now all those cars will move a spot up on the top line only. But with that said, it's going to take a little bit of time to get this field organized. So the caution being extended by one lap We are going to stay under yellow throughout this lap here, and then we'll go green next time around. So we'll get back to what we were talking about before. That came out of nowhere, Dalton. Lolis is someone I think we're going to be looking for this year. He showed a lot of speed in that last exhibition race. Committed to this league full-time. Super excited to see that 83 out here. Part of one of the newer teams in this league, and already showing that he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, honestly, that whole kind of group
team.
of guys.
Yeah.
That 83. But yeah, that 83 for sure. We saw him up, racing with a lot of those front guys in that last exhibition race. So yeah, really grateful that he's going to stick around, make things a lot more interesting up front, as I mean a lot of these guys are.
Yeah, really exciting to see. Like, really just such a mixed cast of characters in the front. Definitely one of my favorite things. I mean, I'm not a big plate racing guy, but definitely one of my favorite things about it is just the different people you get to see up front and how exciting that is. And confirming right now on my end, so Cody Matthews, from what I can see, not a teammate of Lolis's. Lolis part of Backpack Racing with Sanchez and Ybarra, while Black Wolf Racing is Cody Matthews' team, and that's with Grigsby, Finnegan, and Kyle Oakley. So on screen right now is Cody Matthews. He was our stage winner today, Dalton, and really what stuck out to me with Matthews is he was sneaky quick in that first phase of the race, kind of hanging out around 8th to 10th place. Used some strategy to get himself up front in the field, and since then he has not looked back.
No, sir. He's been leading for sure. That's he's really. We thought he might have just gotten, I guess, luck of the draw with how those pit stops, ended up towards the end of the stage, but it seems like he's really just kind of stayed up here and kept control of this thing.
And then behind them, we talked about teams, and man, you have Greg McGivern right there, Jonathan K. Sabir, and behind them, Brandon Ybarra, DDI, Matt Novella, former DDI, and a guy who works closely with them and knows how these guys, Patrick Cowgill, DDI Dylan Schmidt, DDI Zach Panzarella. A lot of DDI drivers lined up in that top 10.
Yeah, you know what? But still kind of separated in different places. It'll be interesting to see if they can get actually on a unified front here to make a push towards the front.
Yeah, so important to get in that same line, or at least be able to control the two as a team, but they do not have any DDI cars in that front row. That's all Lolis and Cody Matthews, and Lolis with a brilliant restart, and he's going to check out. And man, one thing you have to be careful here at Daytona here, Dalton, is you can't get too good of a restart. Really, this and Talladega, the only two racetracks where you do not want to get too good of a restart, because those runs will get enormous behind you if you get too far ahead. I think that was nearly perfect from the A3 or Lois, and Cody Matthews now, Graham McGivern pushing him, trying to make some ground on that inside line.
Oh, Steve Lewis.
We got a spinner. Steve Lewis again. Lewis.
Man, that might be that rear end damage from that, from those technical difficulties, and I think still struggling. And when you get damage like that, the car gets just really loose, uncontrollably, even in a track like this. And I think maybe just undrivably loose for him right now.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think on top of that, for Lewis, it's likely also just he had no idea what that would feel like, right? He gained that damage under caution. That does not allow you to learn what that's going to feel like at speed, and I think Lewis probably caught by surprise once they got up to 180 plus miles per hour, and that car was probably far looser than he expected.
Yeah, and you can't really see your rear end either. You don't know how bad it is back there.
Exactly.
I doubt he knew his entire rear end was missing.
Yeah, good chance he had no idea. As you see here, 20 to go. Lolis leading this pack right now. You see Cody Matthews still leading the outside lane right there, being pushed still by Graham McGivern. Jonathan K. Sabir right there in between two drivers who I believe are teammates, and that's Lolis and Ybarra. As you see Ybarra trying to give K. Sabir as hard pushes as he can. Probably really wants to link up with that 83. But behind him, you have a DDI driver of Matt Novella. So just a lot of different teams here with a whole different set of priorities.
Big check up further back there. Yeah, K. Sabir, big push there. It's like a big gap there between Cowgill and Panzarella.
Yeah, you see Panzarella trying to get closer to Cowgill there. And you can just see right there, we talked a lot about how those big gaps form massive runs. You saw it there with Panzarella. Nothing the 12 was able to do with it due to the outside lane obviously still being very clogged up. But really what it's about right now is probably just keeping each lane as tight as you can and just forming up big runs as a whole.
Yeah, definitely see the side draft trying to come into play there in the middle of that pack. So that, yeah, that outside lane still right now.
Whoa, McGivern loose on the outside.
Oh,
around goes
right
Geyer. Geyer hard in the wall. And that will not be a caution.
I think just caught the apron on that tri-oval, like we were saying, and guy behind him just couldn't check up in time.
All too often, when you touch that apron the wrong way, it's far too late already once the contact has been made with it. The car is on ice and it's gone. And like you said, the amount of checking up you need to do, it's just sometimes not possible based on just how tight this pack is. As you can see right now, from 1st to 10th place, separated by less than half a second.
You see now the first 4 cars there just really pulling out that top lane, not really able to get much momentum, and now actually just a great camera shot there.
Amazing.
Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Well, now more like the top 3 guys there. That lawless case of your Antivara.
We've gotten to learn what the bottom of so many grandstands look like.
We really have.
Ooh, Dalton, I see a lapped car. I don't know who that is.
That will be interesting.
Trying to figure out who that is, but nonetheless, it will not take long. The lap difference here, being in the draft like this entire pack is versus completely by yourself like that lap car is, about 2.5 to 3 seconds. Oh, and that car's going to pit, actually.
Oh, no. Didn't even want to deal with it.
Wanted nothing to do with that. I believe that was Dylan Beckman. Some bad luck with a penalty that he did not deserve, costing him track position. Never able to recover was Beckman. I don't think Beckman really getting the opportunity to show what he was truly capable of today. Just horrible luck in that 17 car today. But Beckman, I think, going to be a force to be reckoned with in this league, but just not his day today, and really, really not even his control.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing. It's a long season, and hey, guess what? There's a drop week.
Yeah, there's a drop week. We should mention that as well. There is a drop week, and we should mention that about how we did show that schedule earlier, and there was that Discord link on the bottom as well as a QR code to sign up. If you want to be part of this league, if you like what you're seeing with this incredible group of drivers, and you think you can compete with these guys, or at least learn from them and make yourself a better driver, league signups are still open right now, and there is one drop race. So if you have a good rest of the season, that won't matter that you missed here at Daytona. A lot of these guys who I think you're going to see compete for championships will not be finishing the top 20 today. We've already seen it with a lot of our fast drivers. Christopher Calgill already out of this race. Peyton McCoy out of this race. Jared Kelly running in 20th, 22 seconds back. These are guys who are going to be competing for wins, so do not feel discouraged if this looks like fun to you and you want to join this league and genuinely have a chance at a championship.
Yeah, Hillman's got both. Hillmans are gone.
Both Hillmans are gone. That is not a lucky last name to have today, is it?
Nope. And of course, not related. You can see an extra N on one.
You don't know. Could
but,
have gone Boston translation through the years. They could be related.
Yeah, you always like where I see 2 names. Like, I mean, maybe not with a name like Johnson or something, but like I'm always like, well. Like it's very likely you're related, but I mean I don't think in this case, but you know.
I mean, there's a 0% chance that Daniel Sanchez is not Nick Sanchez, NASCAR driver's brother. We all know that, and Ryan Newman is Ryan Newman. So I mean, obviously Alex Hillman is
obviously
a brother of Zach Hillman, and it's my first name. So like, I think that plays a lot into like them just being very obviously related.
Yeah, well, yeah, and obviously Zach is a big brother because he got the extra N.
Yeah. I think that is likely what the parents had in mind when they did that.
I think so. Is that?
That is Steve Lewis getting ready to get lapped. That is. Yes, it is. That is the gorgeous black and gold car, Nike. And Steve Lewis, we'll see if he just does it here, Dalton, as this group is going to catch him sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it looks like luckily he did pull it down pit road to either use that fast repair, get that damage fixed in one way or another, as he's back out here.
Yeah, he's got a good butt. He's got a nice little shapely butt. So that car is fixed.
Yeah. That's that'll be good. That'll help him navigate that, or at least that'll help him keep control of the car as these guys try to navigate this situation here.
As you see Lois and Yabara, you know what they're saying right now over the Discord to themselves. Dude, where are you going? Lewis looks like he's going to try to use the outside. We talked about this earlier with Sanchez. This is why Lewis is not going on the apron. And oh my goodness, here we go. Always a huge moment here, Dalton.
Yeah. Looks like they navigated it all right. It looks like some cars peeled off from this main pack.
I agree with that.
Lost that. Yeah,
quite a bit, actually.
Human.
So Tommy Fox is the last car in this pack, and look how far back we have to go to get to Grigsby and Ryan Newman. These are the cars on track in terms of position, the closest to them, and that is a ways, Dalton.
Yeah, those guys are going to be hoping for a caution, hoping this thing gets more racy up front than it is currently. These guys kind of staying polite for right now. Just 2 lanes. Just trying to work it out.
This point in the race, really, as a driver, it feels like a double-edged sword. If you're running somewhere like 8th to 12th, you want to get to the checkered flag, right? You want to make sure you get that race car home clean and with the points that come with that. But at the same time, you're not going to win it from where you are. So you don't want to do anything crazy with this much time left in the race as Cody Matthews grazes the outside wall there, able to keep a good amount of speed. Zach Panzarella below the apron. Greg McGivern gets loose at 3. I think a little bit of a chain reaction there from Cody Matthews. Everyone able to negotiate it and figure it out. But man, it's going to be interesting to see those guys, the Cowgills, Novellas, Panzarellas, McGivern, and Sanchez. What do they want to do here?
So it looks like the 04 got forced up there into that top lane. Is now the 83 and the 4 teammates being forced to control both lanes. As I'm sure they wanted to keep pushing each other.
Oh, he wants to be in front of his teammate. I was gonna say that could be a good and bad thing. Sometimes it's good to control both lanes, but you can tell the priority of that team right there is to stay in control in one line. That is what this is all about for Yabara and Lois, and they are doing a perfect job so far. 10 to go, Dalton.
And if that was planned, kudos, because that's insane to be able to switch like that, like so cleanly without causing a major issue. And these guys, yeah, switched around. I think either that 4 car was getting hot and wanted to lead, or that 83. He's been up front. He's probably using more gas too. And remember, we're kind of tight on fuel.
See the car peel into the pits there, and yeah, we are getting tight on fuel. And one thing that about these tracks, Dalton, you use so much more fuel in the lead than you would in second, third, anywhere else in line beyond the lead. I'm talking upwards of half a lap more usage per lap of fuel. As you see, Dalton Geyer will be the next car here to get lapped there in that 36 truck on the top of your screen. But those leaders right now, Jonathan Quesabir and Yabara, using far more fuel than they'd like to, and certainly, I mean, they have to be having concerns about making. What a move by Cody Matthews to the inside.
What a move indeed. He's going to drop down, take the lead. He says it's go time. And that bottom lane just like a rocket coming with him. And it's like the teammates going up high.
Wow.
Maybe taking advantage of him getting distracted by the lap car coming up as this guy clears down to the apron.
Geyer is going to take the apron. Being the first gentleman we've seen so far to do that today is Geyer. In the field, as you can see, how much different that is when a line is not occupied by a lap car and how much more organized they're able to keep it. But man, the days of committing to your line are over, Dalton. 8 to go and all bets are off.
Well, looks like a top lane, maybe starting for him. Looked like Kirby was trying to force the issue on the outside of Schmidt there. Decides better of it.
Kirby, not someone we've talked about a ton yet either today. The winner of the second exhibition race. Good at this style of racing, has definitely taken the conservative approach. Loose moment there for Panzarella McGivern again. But Kirby showing his face here late in this race. And man, Dalton, we've seen it all too many times. It is not crazy at all to win these races from outside the top 10, even if that's where you're running on the white flag.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, especially coming down to these closing laps.
Look at Matt Novella.
Novella giving the push.
Novella looking to the inside. I wonder how much Novella wants to be committed to. Oh my goodness, do you see on the outside?
Holy cow. Yeah, we're gonna get a third lane here.
Yeah, one way or another, they're going to get you on that third lane. It's going to happen. It's going to be led by Dylan Schmidt in the 92. These guys trying to figure it out. Now suddenly Kirby's in the black hole, and now it's Schmidt. Wow, look at this.
Holy cow. And you see Steve Lewis back there just hanging on to hanging on the back of that draft.
Saying, boys, figure it
man.
out.
They're into each other there. Looks like Schmidt and Austin got into each other.
That's going to kill Schmidt's
Ordered full
momentum.
contact.
Look at
He's
how
gonna have
far
to
back.
drop in. Yeah, he'll have to drop into that draft there. We're here, 6 to go.
Man.
Another lap car coming up.
Yeah, there are. And they may start stacking up. That looks to be Garrett Austin, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's
I'm sorry.
Edward Peltz.
That is Everpels. I'm sorry. A lot of black and gold cars, and I'm not complaining. That's my favorite color combo for a race car and for a company, as you can tell. But here comes Everpels going to the top. Oh boy, here we go. Oh no.
Tight squeeze.
Oh, here we go.
Oh no, Novella.
Oh, Novella back to space for the second time today, and the 04 getting all too familiar. This is how you get to know drivers real quick. As Schmidt.
Involved in that.
Oh man.
Wow.
And we are under yellow with 5 to go, and you know what that means, Dalton. We are going to, oh boy, and Novel's going back to the wall. We're going to overtime.
Overtime. Yeah, that's where that would play.
Yeah, we gotta get sound clips, man.
Yeah, I mean, we already paid the money for Kevin James. Like,
I know the budget's exhausted. The $50 for Cody Matthews to win the stage, even though that wasn't our money, we can, take it. The prize for this race, the winner of this race, by the way, going to be getting a DDIRL selection of their own selection of the upcoming merch drop coming from this league. This league will be dropping some exclusive merch, and we'll be announcing it, or at least showcasing it to you guys next week's broadcast. And we're going to be going, Dalton, you know all about Daily Drivers Inc. and how we do apparel. Not normal. That's probably the best adjective to describe it, honestly. Not normal. It's going to be some awesome blanks, some unique apparel. It's not going to be your average NASCAR apparel, and if it is, it's going to be throwing back to the glory days. It's going to be as non-contemporary merch as what you're used to. This league, unique in every possible way. And it's going to go down to the merch, Dalton, and I'm excited to drop it next week. But the winner of this race is going to get their choice of whatever they want on that first drop. And they'll be the first person to be wearing that, to be repped up on DDIRL. On top of that, they'll be getting a framed poster of their race-winning trophy that we post normally on social media. So follow this follow this network on social media. This is where all the DDIRL updates will be held, and that will be Vortex Racing Network on Instagram. Will be the primary account where you can keep up with news, winners, clips, highlights, all that fun stuff, and not just from DDIRL, but from the other amazing leagues that we cover on this network, including MRL and VRL, which we will be there on Sunday back here on the Vortex Racing Network. And also, we definitely had some scheduling conflicts and have yet to do our last Sunday broadcast, Dalton, so we're going to have to get back in the booth potentially tomorrow. Not sure when we're doing that, but that's coming up for you guys as well. But so many awesome leagues here on this network, and the best way to keep up with it is to follow us on social media over on Instagram, and that again is at Vortex Racing Network.
yes sir, yes sir. As we're
I'm just
pulling
pulling
that up.
Just pulling things up.
It looks like we're still 1 to green. There was some confusion, I think, as we were coming around as to who was going to be the lucky dog there. I think Peltz might have thought that he had it, was expecting the lucky dog. I think he was caught up in that last wreck though, and that might have lost it for him. And so now Geyer coming around to be 1 lap down, and now him and Peltz are going to be racing for the lucky dog to get back on the lead lap. It looks like. Yeah,
we did talk a little bit about that earlier, and I think this track, I mean, definitely more than most besides, certain short tracks. When you're in that lucky dog position like Peltz was, man, it takes the smallest thing, especially with the way iRacing picks up contact and processes it in its software. Man, it takes so little to have that snatched away from you.
Yeah, and he was in a bad spot, just was right next to it. I don't know if it was really the cause of it. I mean, like if you're a lap car, letting cars by, it's just never a guarantee that that they're going to be able to navigate that, and just was in the wrong place at the wrong time and got caught up in it.
I could not agree more. And Man, there's see Zach Panzarella repping that new Daily Drivers Inc. windshield banner available to all drivers now. And that thing is going to be available in a multitude of colors right now. We have it in red and black. That's the carbon fiber variant. You see Panzarella running right there. And man, I got to say, Dalton, there's a lot of things I don't love about this update so far. Mostly just performance things in terms of how the software is working. But woof, those graphics now. Amazing. Chroma's never looked so good, and I think honestly that's why we see so many black and gold cars out here today. It has been nearly impossible to make black and gold chrome work for as long as I've been on this platform, and finally you can make it work.
It's not a bad color combo. I think you can make it work no matter what. You know, it just looks good no matter what.
It's the colors of Daily Drivers Inc. It is my favorite color combo out there. My favorite color is gold. I just heard an engine blow. Did you hear that?
That might have been down pit road. That might have been Alex Hillman.
Probably was Alex Hillman, just distracting us. As we're getting ready to go green, and again, all you watching, this is the first overtime restart. There are 3 potential attempts at this. If we do not get to the white flag before there is a wreck or before a caution is thrown, we will rack this back up and try it again. And another thing to remember, guys, we do not know, we do not think that the majority of these drivers have enough fuel for multiple overtime restarts. A lot of little things about where you're running the field, how far back you were, how well you were able to save fuel might come into play here. But nonetheless, as far as we know, it could only be 2 more laps until we crown the first ever DDIRL race winner. It's going to be Cody Matthews and Patrick Calgill, ever resilient on the outside lane. Cody Matthews with a brilliant restart. Patrick Calgill immediately goes to the bottom. It's almost like he was never even on the top. He had no intentions there, it looks like, of using that top lane, Dalton.
Yeah, you know, that all comes down to familiarity. I think Calgill and Matthews have raced with each other before, and they know each other's style. They know, you know, what it feels like to draft with each other. And yeah, I think Calgill really just wanted, you know, he's in the spot you want to be in. That second spot on the bottom is usually the money spot for these last 2 laps.
Yep, and you're absolutely right, Dalton. And if we get to the start-finish line here, it is going to be official, and the next flag will end the race. It's Cody Matthews in the lead, and I think you're right about what we just saw. I think that was a little bit of what Joe was calling okie dokie. Oh no, Calgill anyway is around. Half the field is around. Oh my goodness, we are going to stay green. They are going to wave the white flag and not the yellow one. That's the color we got. Wow. It is just Kirby and Matthews. That's it. Everyone else is dead. Panzarella is in third, 3 seconds back. Schmidt, 4 seconds back. We're going to keep our eyes on the 2 leaders here. Matthews, Kirby, one mono, mono. Who will win Daytona? The draft does not matter anymore, Dalton.
No, it does not. Oh, the crossover.
Look at this.
Oh my goodness, looking like IndyCar now.
Straight up, look at Kirby doing everything he can to keep the 10 of Matthews behind him, trying to break the draft. Matthews trying to use the draft to his advantage. He's going to push him through 3 and 4. Matthews going to try to time this. What is Kirby going to do? There is no one coming. It's 5 seconds. Back to Panzarella. It's just these 2. Who's going to win the first ever DDIRL race? This is going to be a photo finish, Dalton.
To the checker
Cody
flag.
Matthews!
Oh,
Is
Matthews.
it 0.01? Cody Matthews has won the first ever Daily Drivers Inc. race at Daytona. What a finish. Oh my God.
My jaw is on the floor, man. That was insane.
Cinema.
And there's going to be... These results are going to be unofficial because some guys had to clear off down pit road. Some guys got knocked down pit road and got penalties that are going to need to be looked at, and so these results are not in any way official yet. There is going to need to be some shuffling around based on those cars that had to avoid things up here. I want to see.
There's so much to look at here.
Yeah, let's see that wreck. Okay, Kirby was right there.
So first, let's dissect this wreck. Yeah, that's what I was same thing I want to see, Dalton. Where is Kirby? So Kirby is the 3rd car on the inside, catbird seat for Cody Matthews. Nothing to worry about, and we saw that. But here we go. Around goes Calgill. Let me stop here and get us a better angle before I go any further up. I'm going to go a little bit further back, actually. Here we go.
And actually, let's go. I was going to say, let's go back a little bit.
Okay, you got it.
To see...
What made that happen?
Yeah, I think maybe
Look at Lullis
a
in the
little bit.
83 and the 73 a case of beer. I'm thinking maybe a push gone wrong up there.
Calgo comes up a little bit. Kirby comes up a little bit.
Oh, Kirby
And
and
then-
the
and then
83 make
weird-
contact.
Then weird little bit of net code.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
just
And let's keep our eye, if I can, on that one.
Calgo flips over onto his roof almost.
And yeah, here's the cars approaching it. Oh, but here we go. Look at this mayhem.
Everybody through the grass.
I mean, and you are not hitting the brakes here. Nobody is, Dalton. We've criticized a lot for not checking up, but this is not the time to do that. I see Garrett Austin dead. I see Calgill murdered. The 62 of Sanchez has passed away. Yabara has left us. The 33 McGivern for the third time today has been killed. And there is the 92. And I got to show you what the 12 went through here today, because I'd very much like a payment for this, because I don't mow lawns, Dalton. At least not for free.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, here you guys go. Sorry, Graham. Keep your foot in it. Keep your foot in it. Keep your foot in it.
I don't
And then
think-
another one.
There goes 95 and something else back there.
And this is also interesting too. I'm actually gonna keep this playing to show you guys just how big the draft matters. So this is the Panzarella here. He's in third place. Look how far back Schmidt is. And there's Jared Kelly, and they are going slower than Panzarella. Panzarella able to just do some lawn mowing there and come out with a decent run. But he has help here from Grigsby and Kelly.
Yeah.
And look how quick they're already to the 12. And the run's too big. They can. Oh, bye, Glenn.
Comes down, yeah.
Jeez.
That's
And we heard some words after that between the 55 and 30, not happy with one another. As there goes the 92, the inside of the 12, and the 12 here deciding I haven't ruined Mark Zabek's life enough. I gotta do it one more time. I hate this guy for no reason.
Oh,
and around goes Zabek. Yeah, that horrible driving there from the 12. As Zabek able to recover and actually cross the start finish line, one way or the other.
that's gonna be a top 5, yeah.
That's a top
Although-
5. We saw him scored somewhere a lap down, so
Yeah,
that's a good example of someone who will be getting his position back.
Because he went down pit road. Yeah, so there's gonna be some shuffling going on.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the type of stuff that our drivers in this league will be protected by. Just asinine mistakes by league admins, if we're being honest. Coming to the stretch of a race. And one more thing that we got to watch, Dalton. Let's just relive this shootout between Matthews and Kirby one time. And who do you want to go on board with? Oh my God.
This was just the whole field. Yeah.
I think Kirby. Let's do Kirby.
Okay.
I guess we'll switch between the two. But I want to see
this whole
Kirby's
thing-
cockpit for the beginning.
This was like the Kevin Harvick, Mark Martin race to the line, but
It was.
for a whole lap.
If this happened in real life, I'd be
Just for the-
freaking
yeah.
thrilled, man. This would be. I want to know what Daytona would be like between these. And now we know, but man, this is so cool. We talk so much about all that matters in these races is the draft, right? All that matters. Not now, and there's one to go. I can't imagine a cooler situation. Look at that touching, side drafting. Such
That's
aggressive
still-
side drafts.
But still leaving enough room, not completely
And I think
there were a lot of things that could have been done there to ruin both the races, but these guys
look at that
kept the respect for
IndyCarring, like you said, IndyCar by Stephen Curry breaking that draft. And I think at that point, maybe Cody Matthews thinking, all right, buddy, you made your bed, you're sleeping in it, let's do this. And Kirby, again, nothing expect nothing else from Kirby. Clean driving. This is what I do too. Run them all the way up to the wall.
And then a little contact.
Yep. Class driving by Steve Kirby.
Yes.
And awesome driving by Cody Matthews. The stage,
Wow.
the $50, the merch pack, the poster, and the win. Cody Matthews, welcome to the DDIRL.
Also, I think the only 0x in this race, he's going to get that. Most laps led. You can't have everything, Cody.
You can't
Come
have
on,
everything, Cody.
leave some for the rest of us.
And the Beaver. He has the Beaver to take home, too. You got the Buc-ee's. He's getting some, what's it called? Prime rib at a gas station tonight. That's how you celebrate a win at Daytona. I can't think of any way better, besides Waffle House, to celebrate a Daytona win than some gas station prime rib. And that's what Cody Matthews is going to be doing today. As you see, I think this will probably be a little butt tap here from the, again, class act. Steve Kirby, someone that we are genuinely so privileged to have in this league, someone who will be collecting a lot of trophies, racing for championships for as long as he wants to. But today is that number 10's day. Cody Matthews gets it done at Daytona, and here he is burning it down. What a race, Dalton. The DDIRL is underway, and the first race ever has a winning gap by under 1/100th of a freaking second.
This race had everything: twists, turns, maybe just a dash of controversy, little just a pinch of salt on top. But yeah, it was still a lot of fun. Still just very entertaining to watch back and call this race with you.
Dalton, if we don't have controversy and we don't have drama, then we don't have a fun product. You and I, we're both WWE fans. We know what sells. And that is definitely what we delivered today. Daytona never disappoints. And it did not today. We're going to be with you guys next week in Pocono. Not New York. We'll be in Pocono. And it's going to be a lot different. But one thing that I know it's going to be is just incredible racing. Close racing. The parity, Dalton, the parity is blowing my mind right now.
The parody of it all.
It is truly insane. I think week in, week out, I'm not exaggerating. If we were to do 27 every week at somewhere like Pocono, I think as many guys can win here than they were able to, or as we're able to today. You always say the fun thing about Daytona is that anyone can get it done. Well, the crazy thing about this league is it feels like week in, week out, anybody can get it done. And today, I think we saw a lot of that. So many different leaders, so many different people having a chance to win this race. But somehow the guy who won the stage is who gets it done, and the race itself as well. Didn't expect that.
Did not expect that at all.
So just in shock about that, and just an unbelievable race that we got to enjoy here today, Dalton. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Truly blown away. I'm going to pull up our final results, but I almost feel like we shouldn't, because again, a lot of this is going to change. And you know what's also crazy right now? I don't know why, but I have Steve Kirby showing us my first place.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Let's go back up.
Nope, there it is.
There you go.
There it is. 0.018 seconds is the difference between first and second here today, as Cody Matthews barely, by the skin of his teeth, gets his first win over someone who I think has plenty more coming, and that's Steve Kirby. Third place, 6 months off, like it was never gone. Dylan Schmidt, we know how good he is at play tracks, and he shows it today. Third place for him. Fourth place, another Daily Drivers Inc. driver, another teammate of Schmidt's, actually. That's DDI Vortex right there, third and fourth, and that is Matt Novella. Fifth place, rounded out by another Daily Drivers Inc. Driver, but that is 44 ever, and that's Zach Panzarella. Sixth, Denny Sanchez. Talk about a recovery, Dalton. Man, that guy was laps down. Awesome job by Denny Sanchez to bring it up sixth place. Seventh, again about a recovery, Patrick Cowgill. Eighth, I did not know that. Did you know that?
I was looking at so many other things. Wow.
We're such good coaches.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we'll see if that holds, right?
Yeah.
With
You're right.
The guys that are going to need to get their positions back, but
yeah, that may end up being like 11th, maybe. Worst case, I'd say. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Maybe 11th, right?
At worst.
Yeah, that's what I'd say as well. Grant McGivern, 9th place. I'll go through all these for you, Dalton. 10th, Garrett Austin. 11th, Grigsby. Yabara in 12th. Man, Yabara, he was there, man. He had a chance at that win, and that was, I think, probably worst place, or wrong place, worst time for Yabara coming to that white flag, and that's where he ends up. But hey, finishes the lead lap, 12th place. Not bad at all for that car, that number 4, Brandon Yabara. I don't even think it's the 4. I think it's 83. Or no, he has the 4. I'm sorry. Jonathan Case-A-Beer in 13th place, another car we saw up front with a chance to win. Didn't work out for him. Same goes for Tommy Fox. Ryan Newman in 15th place, and that's where the cars in the lead lap stop. And this is also where I think, yeah, we're going to start seeing people, Dalton, that likely didn't finish where they're listed, and I think that's Lolis and Zabak are the two sticking out to me the most.
Yeah, we'll see. It might... Yeah, I think Zabak is definitely one. I think Easterday and Peltz both. stuff from that as well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We'll definitely go over it. We'll hit you guys with the final results at Pocono before we go green, so everyone knows what the standings are, or what the situation is. We'll also go over the point standings, everything like that. We'll go over the team standings. We'll introduce you guys to every team in Pocono. We just knew what Daytona would be like, and what today was all about was just celebrating this league, celebrating what we accomplished, and showing appreciation to the 27 drivers who showed up today to make this league possible. We wanted to do nothing but just cover the action on the track and give them the flowers they deserve, and show everyone here at home and all you guys watching how much of a show this league is going to put on week in and week out, and I think we accomplished that today. We'll get more into the nitty-gritty next week at Pocono. We'll have time to do that. I can promise you guys that. But as you see the rest of your finishing order there, anyone a lap down, I would say don't be surprised if they end up with a better finishing position than what you're seeing right now. But one thing that's for sure, Dalton, is Cody Matthews has won the first ever DDIRL race, and this thing was more than a success. This entire experience has been unbelievable. I cannot believe genuinely that we had 27 drivers here at Daytona to start this league. What a cherry on top to have a finish like that. I am over the moon right now.
Yeah, this is just, I mean, it's just awesome to see. And you know, we had those caution, we had caution-free first exhibition. I think we had one caution second exhibition.
Correct.
But yeah, I mean, I guess we knew what to expect at Daytona, right?
Yeah.
Just yeah, it got a little more, or I guess it got just as chaotic as we were expecting it to, right?
Yeah, I think Daytona certainly Daytona'd here for us today. I expected nothing more and nothing less than we got today. And again, just a finish like that, for how close that racing is, and we both know this so well, you do get a lot of close finishes like that at Daytona, but not like that. Mano a mano on a plate track, two guys with no worries about anyone catching them. Too cool. That's going to be a clip that we will definitely be posting on our social media. And I think one we'll be watching for years to come, Dalton.
That was like, it was like when, like, if you ever watch like a chess match between like two grandmasters, you know, and they get down to a situation that's not quite a draw, but like they both only have like one or two pieces left, and there's still like a way for one of them to win. Like that's kind of what it was like watching, like, empty board, just two guys just dueling it out just with what they had left.
Exactly, and the tiniest, especially that point in chess. I'm a chess nerd. Not sure if you know that about me. I freaking love chess. If you guys ever want to challenge me with the chess app, hit your boy Zap Panzarella. I will play anyone at chess. But on top of that, Dalton, to make that analogy go a little bit deeper than analogy, the slightest 0.018 hundredth of a mistake, and you lose. And that is kind of what chess is like too at that point of that game, and the end game like that. And we saw probably the best game I've ever seen, genuinely ever, at Daytona today. That was too cool. That, I believe, is going to do it for us today, Dalton. What a race. I mean, I was counting down the days till today to get this season underway. I was so excited. And man, I'm even more excited to get to Pocono and continue to show what this league can do. See who shows their face as the contenders of this league. A lot of people like to say that the first real race is the one after Daytona, because that's really where the cream starts to rise to the top. And I really don't think we could have chosen a better track for that, with Pocono being such a demanding and difficult track. So many different sets of corners there, none like the other. Can't wait to get there. But that's going to do it for us today. The biggest congratulations in the world to Cody Matthews for winning the first ever Daily Drivers Inc. Racing League race here on the VRN. And the biggest thank you to everyone who watched this broadcast, everyone who raced in the exhibition races, and everyone who showed up today to get this league underway. This is for real now. Daily Drivers Inc. Racing League exists, and it could not have gotten off to a better start. I couldn't be more thrilled about what we're seeing right here, and I'm just so excited to see what is to come. So don't miss any of it. We'll be here every Wednesday night covering this league, and we're going to be at Pocono next week for another amazing race. But today, that's all me and Dalton Geyer got. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors, Daily Drivers Inc., Tuner Squad, Vortex Racing Network, KK Woodscapes. I'm sure I'm forgetting a few others, Dalton, Salmon Amateurs, Tuner Squad, everyone who makes this league possible, all our drivers, all the fans, and everybody at home. It means the world to us, and we will see you guys next week at Pocono.
Zach, the Schmitty Fitty.
And the Schmitty Fitty. And thank you, yeah, oh my gosh, the biggest sponsor of all today, the Schmitty. Thank you to Dylan Schmidt for donating that and making that, I mean, Dalton, we saw that caution, giving us our stage caution, I guess, but also just making this race even more exciting. Biggest thank you to Dylan Schmidt. And congratulations to Matthews again for winning that. What a day for Cody Matthews. We thank you all, and we will see you guys next week at Pocono. Take care, everybody.